Live from the Rookery, it's Chicken Tonight. Hey folks, as you can see, or at least here, I'm still not the most well person in the universe. I had been having a horrible cough. But anyway, today we will be doing the egg candling. And today is the 13th day that the eggs are in here. And I'm allowed, it's recommended that you candle no more than 2 times during the incubation period. And then the next time, in a week's time, these eggs should hatch. So hopefully we'll be able to get some live hatching video as well. But in the meantime, hope you all enjoy, and we'll see if there is any veins. That's what we're looking for, are the veins and an embryo, and at 13 days we should be able to see an eye. So let's get to it. Now once again, this is done completely in the dark because we need to see through the egg with the light. So hopefully we'll get a good view. Okay, I'm going to start by turning off the incubator. And then opening it up, and we're going to turn off the light. Oh, just need to switch the, all right, here we go.
We are expecting to see veins.
Oops.
And hopefully an eye.
Well, I can see veins in this one, and you can see that the chick is a lot bigger than it was. Hard to see, but you can see the veins.
There we go. That's coming up on the
camera. You can see that there is actually an embryo here developing. So, and you can see it actually move a little bit. There you go. So that one's viable. Just very carefully put it down so we know it is. Next egg. This one as well, you can see the embryo. It's very developed now. And you can see it twitching a little bit in the light. So we have to be very, very gentle right now because we don't want to shake the embryos around too much. So I'm being as gentle as possible with the eggs. Now you can see there's a white part on top. That is the air sac for the chick. And that's the air that the chick is actually breathing in the egg. Now when you receive the eggs, you actually have to let that sac settle so that the so you have to let this egg settle overnight for 24 hours so that the air bubbles from the eggs being jolted around can be formed into a nice sac at the top there. You can see there it is. Veins and an embryo pulsing. So these eggs are all so far quite good.
That one's a bit slow, but it's got...
Nope, it's got veins and it's still going.
It's developing, it's just that one's a bit slow.
Now, when the eggs hatch, they actually have a 48-hour hatching time, in that we should be expecting them to hatch within 48 hours of each other. I don't know if you can see this, but there's actually a leg that you can see on this one. I don't know if you can see the leg very clearly, but there it is actually developing a little leg. So the eggs don't develop at exactly the same speed. So some of them will be developing faster and some slower. You can see that these here are a little bit slower than the others, but they are also still developing. So the eggs, when they start hatching, the first chick appears, and his peeping will actually encourage the rest of the chicks.
That one does not look
Nope, this egg did not
developed.
develop, and you can see that there's no veins, there's no, oh wait, hang on.
There is an embryo, but
It's very, very small. So I will still keep this egg, but I cannot guarantee that it will hatch.
You shall mark that one.
Yeah, let me
Afterwards.
mark it with an X so I remember. All right. Now these are the 4 that I was pretty sure did not develop the last time we candled, and it looks like this one is definitely absolutely not developed at all.
Still just a yolky shadow.
Yeah, this one's dead. There's no veins, there's no nothing, so you can't even see any embryo at all. Now this is what they call a blood ring, where the embryo started to develop and then it stopped for some reason.
Sorry, the camera is showing that a little bit bright. I can't. Unfortunately, we can't control that, but yeah.
If they don't hatch within 48 hours of each other, it means that it's probably dead. Yeah. You can check it in that this one you can see absolutely didn't develop at all. In fact, you can see that the bubbles did not even form at the top there. The air bubble did not even form a membrane. So this is absolutely dead. This one is the same. It's got a blood ring, look.
Yeah.
This one is the same. It has a blood ring. You can see that the embryo began to develop and then stopped. There's no veins. And if you look very carefully, it does have sort of a reddish tinge to it. And the membrane is not solid. You can see the membrane did not actually get solid. We can't eat the ones that are not developing at this stage because it's the same with any normal egg. It's rotten. This one's as well. This one's dead as anything.
Yeah.
So at the moment we have now got 8 eggs that are good and 4 that are not good, and we'll toss out the 4 that are not good so that the 8 that are good will have their best chance. So I'm turning on the lights now. I'm just gonna check the water levels in the turn on the big lights so we can check the water levels inside the thing. Oh, it's dry as a bone in here. I'll have to fix that. Yeah, that's very dry. So now I'm just gonna set the eggs back in, and they have now got more space to roll around. So in total, there are about 8 eggs that are good, or at least somewhat good, and 4 that we are absolutely sure did not make it. Correct. 8 eggs are good. One of the eggs is significantly smaller than the others, and I'm unsure as to whether or not it will actually hatch. The eggs that are not good, we can't eat them at this stage because it's the same as any rotten egg. It's been in a warm environment
with lots of
with
humidity.
lots of humidity for a number of weeks, 2 weeks. And you wouldn't eat an egg that has been left out in the warm for 2 weeks. So we're not going to be able to eat these eggs. Let me just make sure that everything is all lined up. Oopa. Oh. I don't want to agitate the eggs too much, but this lid is just not. There we go. And we'll turn it back on. We will fill the reservoir, but just give me a second of setting. We're using this bottle here, to fill the reservoir from the hole that it's supposed to be filled with. It looks like the reservoir is drying up a lot faster than I expected. How much water did you put in this?
Just above the.
Okay, because it's you didn't cap it properly. I'm just going to refill this bottle and then we'll fill the reservoir to full. Now we want it at a humidity of about 44 to 45%, but when we get closer to the actual hatch date, so next week on Thursday, we will actually have to set the eggs at the bottom of the tray without the roller and then fill the reservoir so that it's 80% humidity in there. And what that does is it softens the eggshell so that the chickens can actually hatch. So hopefully we'll be able to get a video of the chicks hatching. And I can't guarantee that because, well, nature has its own timing. And I've also been told that chicks tend to hatch overnight. So we may not actually be awake for the hatching. If the chicks do hatch when we're awake, we'll try to get it on video or stream it live. But again, can't guarantee it. Either way, once the first chick hatches, it actually has enough yolk in its stomach to last about 48 hours without extra food or water. And so we actually will leave it in here inside the incubator for that first 48 hours, just so that we can actually get the other eggs to hatch, because reducing the temperature during that 48 hours that is opening the incubator at all is actually dangerous to the chicks.
8 days.
8 more days to confirm hatch day. So 8 more days, 8 to 10 more days.
The garden is looking a little untended during the sickness we've had, but is being corralled back into shape. The chick pen is ready to go for when these lot are ready, but that's still 2 months away.
Yeah, I have a few seedlings out that haven't been planted because I haven't had the strength to go out and plant them or turn the soil. So they're keeping for now, but we've got some snow peas in the ground that look promising. We no longer have any rats here at Ragnar Rookery. Um, we have rabbits and these eggs. The last set of chickens have already been dispatched, and two were donated to the local food bank that is run by the church, and the rest are in a freezer up the back because I have not been able to make the delivery of the chickens to my customers yet. The chicks are silkies, but they are a mixture of colors. I am expecting a couple black ones and a few blue and tan ones as well. They will be a range of colors because their parents are mixed colors. These are not show quality animals, but they are more pet quality animals. So I've been given to understand. And when they come out, they will actually be put on a antibiotic feed that has a coccidiostat because unlike the meat chicks, they have not been immunized against Marex or coccidiosis. Um, no, the chicks will not be yellow. In fact, they will be the color of whatever they're going to be when they grow up. So they'll be anywhere from black to white to blue. We do need to bring them for immunization, but unfortunately, um, I don't know if there is an immunization program going on, partially because of the COVID. So we may actually have to risk um, them being not immunized for Marex. It is a risk, but because the way the Marex vaccination works is that it requires them to be within the first week or so of their lives, and you can only get it in lots of 1,000. It just isn't um, feasible for us to purchase it ourselves and immunize the chicks ourselves. What we do need to do is actually clean out all the equipment over the next week or so to prepare the little chicks' new home because they will need to go into a brooder once they have all hatched. Silky chicks, the silky breed is called silkies because of their very soft feathers, which have like a silk-like quality. They are known as soft feather chickens, and they're particularly known for their, downy sort of feathers. So these are the chickens that have the pantaloons and the crested heads. So they will be extremely soft, and they can actually be petted like a dog or cat and have their feathers ruffled a little bit because they are kind of soft and smooth. So they don't have the same kind of feathers that other chicks might have. Silkies are actually supposed to be extremely docile chickens. So from what I have been given to understand, they are um, quite affectionate and friendly, but they also go broody very quickly. So they make very good pets, provided they're not sitting on eggs, because once they start sitting on eggs, which is the main reason why I'm actually hatching silkies, is because they're excellent egg sitters. So when I get fertilized eggs, I can actually put them under a silky hen, and she'll be very happy to sit on those eggs and hatch them and raise the chicks. And they're very maternal animals. So up until the point where they get broody, they're actually extremely friendly. They're also a smaller sized breed of chicken, which means that they're a little bit easier to handle. I can sell the incubator. It's actually a really, really good incubator, but I will still probably keep it around because not silky chickens are not the biggest chickens in the world, and the number of eggs you can put underneath a silky is quite limited. And the other thing is that if they don't take to the fertilized eggs that you put underneath them, you need to have an incubator handy to put the eggs under. I'm gonna go take these dead eggs away and toss them out. So, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much. We shall see you next week, hopefully with a bit of live action.